Good morning, everyone. Newly formed Subtropical Storm Nicole looks likely to work our way here to the eastern peninsula of Florida. You can see how we uptick the winds here for you. Thursday as we get to 1 a.m. Looks like winds at 70. Now, as far as the strike point, still a couple days out here, but looking like that center line here, on either side of that line through this entire cone fair game for this to move ashore on the east side of the peninsula here, right around Fort Pierce Stewart, the Treasure Coast, as we call it, at a northeast there of Lake Okeechobee. So we've got our eyes on it. Winds now 45, north-northwest movement at 14 miles per hour. A huge cap of high pressure is going to guide this along here, kind of smush it down. So there really isn't an escape route for a recurve until it gets out maybe toward the Big Bend region, then does a little loop here back across and over the northern panhandle and back out across the southern states as it gets picked up by a strong cold front that really alters our temperatures by late next weekend. We'll see tumbling numbers then. But what to expect this week? Tuesday, tomorrow, Election Day. General outlook is increasing winds. We'll have some showers. The rain chance is going to start to gussy up and exponentially as we get to late Tuesday and the Wednesday, Thursday. We're thinking the storm team here at 35. We're thinking the strongest winds arrive. Beach conditions, forget about it. Those even in the coastal areas pay close attention to this. On Friday, the system begins exiting as the forecast model showed with Nicole here, and heavy rain and wind will continue. So we've got a few Fox 35 storm alert days that'll kick into effect on Wednesday into Thursday into Friday, and then we'll drop them for the weekend. So we look out, you can see Nicole here, and what's happening now is our satellite radar depicting this cold front now. I wish it was a little bit closer, then we'd be in business to steer this thing away, but until then, all eyes on Nicole as it tracks steadily in our direction. And then by Wednesday, there's a level 1 possible risk. There could be some tornadic thunderstorms around, some what we call the low top supercells that will be associated with that circulation. So we'll be on guard and tracking this with the very best in our Fox 35 Storm Tracker live radar, live to the absolute second. So we got you covered with that distinct risk. So looking at the GFS tropical model, the signal was very clear over the weekend that this was going to be moving toward us. All the models started to converge on eastern Florida, some north of the Cape, others down to the south. The GFS now takes the center of circulation down in the South Florida, and then that recurve back on out to sea as the cold front latches on and shoves it on out. So what we're calling now again is Subtropical Storm Nicole. So again, what we had previously named Disturbance 1. You can see the forecast modeling here in very good agreement. The overall outlook is the Euro's a little bit faster. The GFS kind of lags a bit by Saturday, keeping that circulation a little bit closer to coastal Georgia. So we talk future winds, arrival there, 30-plus gusts Tuesday, tomorrow afternoon, mainly in the coastal areas. That peak of wind coming on Thursday. And we're thinking tropical storm conditions late Wednesday night into Thursday. Winds will range about 40 to 55 miles per hour, especially in the coastal counties right adjacent to the Atlantic. And then by Friday afternoon, it looks as though things begin to wind down. What we've done here is these are sustained winds in the white. The gusts, again, proposed there in the lighter blue, and you'll see the numbers really start to gussy on up as that veil of tropical storm force winds begins to move on in. You can see around the interior areas by Wednesday, as we get closer to about 7:45 in the evening. Those of you out to the west, also fair game for some very gusty winds. These will be generally out of the east and northeast for much of this event, maybe veering a little bit as we see a strike and a landfall, and then moving away, winds aligning a bit more south and east during that time. So we've got to look at the coastal flooding potential. The onset begins on Tuesday. Winds peaking Wednesday, Thursday. Major beach erosion, considering we're going into a full moon cycle. So coastal flooding looking likely in this scenario, and then ending by Friday morning as winds begin to shift more to the south and west. We call an offshore wind, again blowing from southwest to north and east. So as I leave you, coastal flood advisories are in effect. We've got the outlook here for you. So these are again likely coming up to warning status as we start to accumulate all that seawater up along the coast. We've gone with an impact day for tomorrow and election day Tuesday, and then our Fox 35 storm alert days Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By next weekend, sun comes back out, temperatures begin to drop as it looks like Nicole will torque a strong cold front right through the heart of central Florida.